Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Today, we are going to dive deep and find out what has been hidden from you that you're ready to have that information now. This feels like a long time coming, and I feel like there's a couple different scenarios depending on why you're here, or, it's different for different people. I feel like there's kind of two things coming through here. One is that this is like something for you to acknowledge and release, like you're ready for this piece of information to finally release. Like it feels like a big cycle and you're just missing this one piece of the puzzle here. And then for others of you, I feel like this is something that you're meant to acknowledge. It's same kind of idea, acknowledging, and maybe there's some kind of communication that you have to have, or you know something like, how am I trying to put this? If you resonate with the fact that maybe in the past you were a little more withholding with information with the people you care about out of fear of judgment, and or like you had trouble being honest with yourself, so you had trouble being honest with other people. Like this is kind of the message. So there's something that's hidden from you, or that you're hiding from yourself, that you need to acknowledge so you can like sit with it and maybe have a discussion with somebody, is what I'm feeling like. There might be other things coming through too with this message. We'll see, but that's like what I was picking up right off the bat. Nine of Wands, like burden, carrying a lot, trying to balance a lot, juggling. There's like a juggling energy. Yeah, needing rest. You've been probably resting a lot. Yeah, look at it. So the Eight of Swords. That's funny. Yeah, it's like you were hiding from the truth, because the truth is scary, but it's not, it's weird. Like this energy is of the past that's coming through. So you before were like afraid of the truth, whatever it meant, because of, and I'm telling you, it's a lot to do with other people, because of how people perceived you. But now you're not ashamed of any kind of truth, and you're ready to face the truth. And that's why it's revealing itself to you. If you resonate with that second half of people. King of Cups, I saw it when I was shuffling too. Yeah, it's really good energy. And I feel like part of why this is coming to light for you now, and I saw, that's funny, I saw that while I was shuffling too, the Ace, is because of the people that you've surrounded yourself with. You feel safe enough that you can like 100% be honest with yourself and these people. Look at, this is really good energy. Really good. Ooh, interesting. I feel like this kind of wants to be here. 2 sixes. So give and take. Interesting. Yeah, for a lot of you, you found, I don't usually like to use the term soulmate, but you have found your soulmate. And that's why, and it's like timing's everything. So part of why you're ready to acknowledge this, you've reached your big milestone. Spirit is saying, Spirit. Spirit, okay. Spirit is saying that you're ready to acknowledge this, because whoever you're surrounding yourself with, especially like if you're in a relationship, love relationship with somebody, they've created the space and you've created it together, okay? But they've helped you to get to this point where you feel safe enough that you can 100% be authentic yourself. Okay, wow, look at this. Holy cannoli. Okay, I'm here for this energy. It's time for you. I do want to leave this here because I'm gonna do something here in a minute, but it's time for you to allow yourself to be nurtured in the way that you have been giving to this specific person and other people too. One of the things that's been hidden from you is, like, because you have always poured into other people, you don't know what that feels like to be poured into. I mean, you do in a sense. There's been people who have poured into you, but this is like you receiving back everything you've given out, like that really nurturing energy. It's time for you to receive that, okay? That's really beautiful. And it's kind of like you're gaining clarity, more clarity than you've ever had because of the environment you're in. I feel like I want to get emotional here. This is very, very beautiful. And by the way, I feel called to say I've seen the King and Queen of Cups here. You have helped, if you're with somebody romantically, you have helped them achieve a kind of like level up. Like they're tapping, because of you tapping into who you are and on a very, very authentic level, you're helping somebody else do the same just by being you and showing up. Like you inspire this person. Actually, I want to. It doesn't really matter. You inspire this person to do better and change. And because of all these changes you're making, you're giving them room. That's interesting. You're giving them room to show up in the way you've kind of always wanted someone to show up in. And I feel like actually they've kind of showed up this way for a long time. You just weren't seeing it because it wasn't like meeting your expectations, Spirit is saying. Because you thought it had to look a specific way, but now you understand that that person, like how they're showing up and how they've always shown up kind of in this. Well, I think I saw the Jack. So they were more in the Knight of Cups energy, or actually more a Page of Cups, because they, didn't really understand, just like you, how to show up in relationships, but they do the best they can just like you do. So I feel like this person, this is not the direction I thought this reading was going to go. I feel like this person now is really stepping up to the plate. 2 2s with like meeting your needs. And it's funny because I don't like, so something that's coming to light for you that was hidden is like you understanding what you actually need from the people around you, not just your romantic connection, okay? This is really, really good. Oh my goodness. I love this for you. You're getting everything you deserve and more after all the heartbreak, okay? That's what's really coming to light. This is not what I was expecting, seriously. What's coming to light is, if you have been kind of in a state of fear or unknown, or like you don't know, like that's part of the message too. Like you don't know why you feel the way you feel right now. And when I say feel the way you feel, you might be feeling like not motivated. Like even though you are motivated, like it's kind of like contradictory energy. Wands, King of Wands. Wow, that's interesting. 3 2s. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, there's so much coming through. I hope I can get it all. Where was I? Contradictory energy. So you might be feeling like not motivated but motivated, or like angry but happy, or scared but excited. Like there's this definite energy of like, and that's why the 2s, the balance, right? Where you're kind of coming into balance with like feeling whatever it is you need to feel in the moment. But I'm also getting this energy of like, you already know, like, because everything that I'm seeing when I'm shuffling is coming out. It's like you already know things are going to work out for you better than you like could ever fucking imagine. Ever fucking imagine, okay? And you are going to do so many amazing things in general, but I feel like there's something very powerful with you and a specific person. So if you are not in a romantic relationship with somebody, then like you're going to find that person whenever you're meant to, and it's really going to help you soar. But for a lot of you, you've already 3 6s and 3 2s. You've already met this person. And I feel like this person, you don't even realize like how much they help you creatively, because and you need to acknowledge this as I'm saying it so you can like give them credit for helping you kind of get out of your shell. It's funny, as I was started talking about this, I'm looking at my cup and it's my Leo cup and I'm looking at the lion. Like if you felt like you know, like for me, I'm a Leo. I want to give this example. I'm a Leo, but I've always, because I'm right on the cusp of Virgo, I've always kind of embraced more of the Virgo energy instead of the Leo. I've kind of always been in the background. I've been afraid of the spotlight. I've been afraid to kind of just shine and be who I am. And I feel like I was looking at that for a reason, because I feel like I've been trying a long time to really tap into that Leo, and I think I've gotten really good at it. But part of what really helped me is actually my boyfriend, because you know, when I first met him, we're going to go into a little bit of story time here. When I first met him, I started being kind of more authentic, and I always admired, because he is the kind of person to just kind of say, this is what it is, this is how I feel about it. And he, you know, it's not that he doesn't care about other people, but when it comes to his values and his boundaries and all of that, he has no problem saying no, and he never has. And I've always respected that about him. And it took me a long time to kind of get to that spot where I'm not afraid to say, you know, I can't do this right now, or no, I just don't want to do it, right? But he's always been just kind of unapologetically him, and I feel like that's really helped me tap into that part of me too. So I'm sharing that because, you know, like that's how you know you're in the right spaces, when you feel safe enough to really just be yourself. Even if you're like, oh gosh, like, because sometimes I do think, I'm like, my boyfriend's going to think I'm silly for this. And we laugh about it. I mean, he might laugh and we joke or whatever, but I know that he supports me in everything that I'm doing, even if he doesn't understand it. Okay. So, okay, wow, there's so much red. This is so good. So give me a second here. I feel like you're about, what's coming to light here, I feel like you're about to have a lot of different opportunities, and it might be overwhelming for you. You need to listen to your gut as far as like the energies of the people that are approaching you, okay? You know what's in alignment with you and what's not, okay? And you have to make sure that like what you need to do differently this time as opposed to any other time with these opportunities is that you're getting back what you're giving out, and maybe even more. Okay, this is very much about receiving. I feel like spirit is wanting to there's ideas, there's people there, like I'm seeing like busy. You're going to be very busy, okay? And there might be some fear surrounding like making sure you're picking the right opportunities and the right people, but you know, you'll already know if it's for you or if it's not. So if you're still nervous about it, even with me saying that, I feel like spirit wants you to sit, like if you get presented with an opportunity, don't just say yes because you're excited and you're ready to go, you're raring to go. Make sure that you sit with it before you say yes or no to anything, okay? But you know better now. You know which opportunities you want to take and which ones you don't. And just understand that you're protected anyway. So even if you pick something that you're kind of going along and you're like, why did I do this? I don't really, and by the way, this feels more like a project or career or something like that. If you pick it and you're like, oh, I don't really like this, you can always just, well, if it's a contract, because I just was about to say it'll be fine, but if it's contract related, you might have to stick it out a little bit. So yeah, that's why you want to be careful before you just say yes. All right. I feel like for a lot of you too, you're going to be really working with your partner, your person as well, to kind of like understand what you both need in your connection, and giving and taking and stuff like that. And there might be some new like passion projects that you're putting together. Like maybe part of your career or part of your projects are going to involve your person. And it could be whether you're going to get married or have kids or, like something like that, get a home together. It might not be regarding your career. It's going to be different for everybody. Like I say, you got to take what resonates. But I feel like again, the inspiration, like I feel like you're kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, but I feel like you taking some sort of action towards what you want to do, it's going to inspire them to kind of do the same in their own life too. Okay. Like this feels very abundant, this reading. I love it. 1 second for me, okay? This energy is a little more interesting for me. Because again, I see passion here, a lot of passion, but there's like a sense of moving away from anything that's imbalanced. I feel like I need one more for this pile. What else with this? What are we moving away from? So maybe it's a sense of like anything that you're not passionate about anymore. Maybe things that used to get you really excited or got you going. You're like, I don't like this anymore. And I'm kind of getting anxiety. Like it's things that maybe you know you gotta let go, but you don't want to. What is it, Spirit? King and Queen again. Okay, so this feels like the cycle part that I was talking about in the beginning, because I'm like, where's that coming through? I don't really feel that. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is you like closing the book on anything where you felt like you had to be on the defense, like you were being attacked. Okay, I feel like it's probably more or, but it could be and or. This is you moving away from the energy of like, this is regarding relationships again, love relationships, where you poured more passion, like there was more lust. I'm feeling lust energy. And the love was missing. The love piece was missing. So if you resonate with the fact that you didn't even really need to date a lot of people, but maybe the people you did date, like your idea of a healthy relationship was stepping into that connection. And listen, no judgment here. I'm going to be talking about myself here. Okay. I'm not judging you. I would never judge you. Like for me, what I thought was the right thing, what I used to think was the right thing, when you got into a relationship with somebody and then you got intimate, like I thought that's what you were supposed to do, right? I didn't understand the meaning of no, all right? And that's what this kind of feels like. You saying, maybe you have shame surrounding this, maybe you have guilt surrounding this, maybe you have embarrassment surrounding that kind of energy. This is you saying, I take my power back. I understand that this is what I used to do, but that's not who I am anymore. And I'm not going to judge myself. Or see, I'm talking about judgment. Maybe you're judging yourself with those cases, scenarios, or whatever. You releasing the fact that that's not what you do anymore. Like, I feel like the reason why we're talking about this right now is I feel that you still view yourself as that person. Whether you're in a relationship now or not, that's not who you are anymore. And it's okay that you were that person. You didn't understand. You didn't know any different, right? You need to make peace with people in the past that took advantage of you in any sense of the word, and especially with relationships, who were very passionate, and they had ideas, and they said that you guys were going to be together forever, and really they didn't have that intention. They were just looking for a specific thing, or maybe they thought they really meant that. Maybe they really did mean that at the time, but it just didn't work out for a reason. Okay. I feel like I want an affirmation for this one because it's really heavy. This is like and it's funny, I've been working through this myself, actually. So I'm glad this came up. So now hopefully you can release the judgment of yourself, all right? Oh, well, that one, I feel like too. Adventure of life. See? Yeah, you were meant to have all those experiences too. For some of you, the people that you used to be attracted to are different than they are now. I feel like the people you used to be attracted to, you knew they weren't going to stick around. Like, they're adventurers. They're kind of like passing through your life. That's the kind of people they are. You knew that. But you still took a chance. You still wanted to, it was like an achievement for you. So that, yeah, there's forgiveness you need to give to yourself for that too. It's like, well, I feel there's some kind of power with obtaining this person. And, now you're like, no, like that ain't it. Okay. That's not the kind of person I want. I don't want somebody who's always on the go, who I have to chase, or, there's like chase or runner kind of energy here. Adventure of life. I embrace the adventure of my life. Today I am courageous enough to try something difficult to achieve my goals. Yes. Like, really, all those experiences taught you a lot about yourself, a lot about other people, a lot about what you didn't want and what you do want. You know what I mean? So be grateful that you experienced all that you have. Like, it taught you, if nothing else, you need to just recognize that those kind of situations really gave you the tools you need today to live your best life, okay? And some of you might write about it. Clairvoyant author. I am the hero of my story. I am the author of my narrative. I write the future in myself. I rescript negative self-criticism, and I narrate positive thoughts 100%. Yeah, you got to let go of the negative self-talk about this for sure. But I'm also kind of feeling like, oh shoot, I feel like I lost it. It's something with these kind of masculine energies. Doesn't have to be a man, but it's very masculine. I feel like before you kind of felt like you needed to be saved. Like a damsel kind of energy. A lot of you probably watch Disney movies like I did as a kid, and you're like, oh, some guy's going to come and rescue me and make my life perfect. No, fuck that. You're going to make your life everything you want it to be, okay? For some of you, and I've been doing this as well, you might want to journal about like how those situations, those people, how you made yourself feel like small and stuff like that. And maybe you're not going to make a book about it, but it'll be very therapeutic for you for sure. And maybe actually, too, there's something in here about getting like a self-help book about relationships. Something about forgiveness with relationships. I don't know any books off the top of my head, but yeah, I feel like that's important. Universe of abundance. Bye. We love it. Okay. So that's for a lot of you a cycle that you're closing. If you resonated with that, it pertains to you. If you didn't, it doesn't. And I actually forgot what I said the first one was. Standing your ground. So for a lot of you, I feel like you probably didn't have a voice in your connections with people, and it's not just romantic, and you found your voice now. So it's time to let go of the idea that you can't speak your truth. And actually, Amazonite, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I picked this as one of my crystals here, and it's about truth and communication. So there's something here about, like, you got to drop your defense now because you are being authentic. So anytime that you feel, whether you're in a relationship, love relationship, anybody in your life, when you feel like you're being defensive, you got to, like, spirit's calling your attention to this. And I'm grateful because I know I feel like I'm doing something. I don't know what this is. So like you are reacting to, this is like a trigger to these old situations. So you have to acknowledge that when it's happening and work on not doing that, because these people in your life now don't deserve to be on the end of something that you experienced before. And that's neither here nor there. You need to just honor your person you're with now, or people around you, and treat them with respect. That's the message there. And actually, I'm called to say too, while I'm thinking about it. So we've got 3 6s. 6s represent attachment. And that makes sense with everything that I was just talking about. And that's probably why I stopped. This feels like a little bit of devil energy in the sense where, we got to let go again of things that aren't serving us, old behaviors, old habits, old ideas, beliefs, that sort of thing. And then 2s represent, like, for me, I'm looking at, okay, I want to pick a path. I need to pick a path. And you're taking a new direction, right? Pardon me. We're not doing the same old thing. So your new path is to step away from the old habits, behaviors, beliefs, that sort of thing. That's a big message in this reading as well. So this is interesting. You got wish fulfillment, happy ending. We're getting everything that we want. But there's heartache and passion again, picking a direction that is filled with passion. So I feel like what's coming up with this message is that you're afraid, fear again, of the rug being pulled out from under you. Like, things are too good to be true. How do I keep this when every time I think things like this is it, and then the person leaves, or it doesn't work out. And this has actually been coming up for me too again. Like, I just kind of dealt with this. The abandonment is a big thing with this message. So that's probably another cycle that's coming through here. There's a fear of being left alone. There's a fear of being let down. There's a fear of having your heart broken. And Spirit is saying, you chose to pick a new path. You chose to actually pick the direction, the path that you're on, that you've been on for a while for some of you, or the path that you started and you're waiting for all your wishes to come true, but especially regarding love, okay? So you already made that choice. So why, you need to, again, this is going back to your habits, your thoughts, your behaviors, your beliefs, all of that. You got to change your mind about it. Change your mind. It's in the past. This is definitely it's so crazy to me because the past has been coming up a lot, and you move through one thing and you're like, okay, that's done, but it's still kind of lingering around. So why is this still here? Why is it still here, Spirit? Why are we still questioning this? Why are we? So I feel like there's something about not feeling good enough that you deserve it. You might want to write about that. Like why you don't think you're deserving of it. Because that's what's always been done before. You might resonate with the fact that if you look at not all the people in your family, but if you look at a lot of people in your family, it's like a pattern passed down through the generations. You're like, well, it never worked out for anybody else, so why is it going to work out for me? There's another message about that. I feel like Spirit's really, there's like a, what am I trying to say here? This is like a rude awakening of like, why are you still carrying all the burdens of the past, all the burdens of, like, this is you carrying the burdens of other people too, like not even just yours. Like you've always been a person to carry other people's burdens, but it's like you've already made it through the fire. So why are you still, like, this is very much you still perceiving things like the way they were instead of the way they are now. Okay? That's a piece of the puzzle. I've been talking about this so much. Like, things are different. They are. They're already different. You need to accept that. And thank Spirit and say, okay, I'm ready to move forward. I'm done with the past. We're done. Cut the cord if you have to. Cut the cord. Okay, this is really beautiful. So you got the soulmate kind of energy, and then a very nostalgic energy as well. So for those of you who haven't met your person, or well, it doesn't matter what I think about that. If you're in search of somebody that you've set the intention, I really want to find somebody, you're gonna feel like you've known them before, or you're gonna have that kind of feeling of like, this person's important for some reason and I need to talk to them. That's what I felt when I met my guy. I was like, yeah, he's important. Actually, funny story again. I was on Tinder and I was talking to him, but I had another guy talking to me, and my guy is so slow moving. I love him. It took him 2 weeks. He said, "Whoa, we'll meet in 2 weeks." He set it up that way, and I was so impatient, and I wanted to meet him. So I had my other date before I had his date, the date with him, and I almost talked myself out of going to that first date with the other guy because I was like, no, I don't want to date him. I want to date Justin. His name's Justin. And I ended up telling him about that. I ended up telling him I had another guy and I went on the date, but I wanted to go on the date with you. I said if I had the date with you first, I wouldn't even know. I would have just said never mind to that guy, but I was like, oh, well, I'll just go on the date. What's it going to hurt? But I already knew it wasn't going to work out because I knew that I needed to meet Justin. I knew he was important. I knew it. So the reason why I'm sharing that is you're going to just know. And if you're already with that person and I'm sharing that story and it feels similar, like you already know. So yeah, it's really, really good. Really good energy. So what's hidden from you? or what was hidden from you that you're ready to hear now, is that it's okay to move forward. It's okay. So there's something about you, like there's a guilt of feeling like moving forward from your past, from the pain, from the anger, from the struggle, from the whatever else it comes to mind when I say that. It's okay for you to be happy, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's what was hidden from you before. And now you understand that you're allowed to move forward and live your life. And I feel like for a lot of you, and I know I've talked about love a lot this reading, but this is just in general abundance. You got the wish fulfillment. That's on anything. Okay. You get everything you deserve because of who you are and what you've done. And I'm really proud of you. But I do feel like this is probably really long, 36 minutes. Just want to get a couple self-forgiveness cards because I need them too, man. This is, the letting go is easier said than done, ain't it? Yep. Authenticity, look at that. Purpose seeker, the child. Oh, twice, purpose seeker. So what else was hidden from you that you needed to hear was that it's okay, it's safe for you to be yourself and not live for other people, okay? Purpose seeker, the child. I forgive myself for creating confusion by adjusting my vision to reflect what others want to experience through me. I choose to believe that when I make my own vision, I choose to believe that when I make my vision my own, I invite others to clarify their desire and seek its fulfillment independently. That's really, really good. Yeah, it's okay to not like everything everybody else likes too. That's all right. It's good to have common interests. You need to have common interests with the people surrounding you, but it's okay to disagree and not like the same things. Purpose seeker, the caregiver. I forgive myself for feeling as though if I don't do it, no one will. Control is a thing too. Letting go of control. I choose to believe that when I allow others to prioritize tasks as they see fit, I allow them to clarify what is important so that they may pursue a life more resonant with their truest selves. So for some of you, you're just used to helping other people, fixing other people, and you need to step out of that energy. It's time to really, yes, you probably are meant to help other people if you're here. That's my collective for sure. But understanding that you can offer help, you like you're meant to offer help, but not fix things. That's what you need to understand if you don't understand that already. And understanding that your self-care and you as a priority to yourself is the most important thing. Okay. This is self-reflection, I believe. I forgive myself for staying in places I no longer belong just because I have invested so much time, energy, and love already. I choose to believe that changing my mind is a superpower, and I benefit from each experience I invest in simply by gaining greater strength and clear perspective. Okay, we're talking about this right here, the cycle. So for some of you, part of the guilt, part of the judgment to yourself is not knowing that you didn't belong somewhere, or not knowing that that person was mistreating you, or not knowing that that person was taking advantage, or whatever the case is for you, and sticking around even though you were mistreated. So you need to forgive yourself for that, okay? I feel like for a lot of you, you've already kind of recognized that, but maybe you just have never really sat with that and went, man, I'm sorry that I neglected you. Okay, I neglected you and I let other people do the same thing. And I forgive you. Simple as that. I forgive you for that. You didn't know any better. You know better now, right? And then we got self-care, and I saw rest as one of the cards when I was shuffling. So let's actually talk about that before I go. I forgive myself for rushing to get to an imagined endpoint and neglecting to enjoy what is already mine in the process. I choose to believe that every season of my life serves as a purpose, and I give myself permission to accept and celebrate the timeline life has lovingly created for me. So, this message is very important. I talk about this a lot. There's a lot of beautiful things on the way to you already. While I'm talking, this is about you accepting what spirit wants to give to you, right? Receiving, okay? Open your arms up saying, I want all this. I deserve all this, right? But you do already have a lot to be grateful for. And, sometimes we do forget because we're like, oh, I really want this thing, or I want this next level with this person. I was talking about marriage, kids, all that. I want that next step. But hey, you are already in that relationship with that person. You need to be grateful for that, okay? You're lucky to have that person. They're lucky to have you. You know what I'm saying? Let's not try to rush. There's definitely a sense of probably because you feel like you've been waiting a long time, but hey, understand that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are going to get to that next endpoint whenever you're meant to get there. But you certainly aren't going to get there if you're not grateful for what already is. Okay, that's very, very important. So thank you for sticking with me. If you're still here, this was a long one. Any likes, shares, comments to my videos are super helpful. Any subscribers to my channel are helpful as well. If you'd like to donate to my channel, it's not expected but appreciated. I will put my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in the comments as well. Right now, for the most part, I'm only doing online booking. So I will put my link to book a reading, one-on-one reading with me, if you'd like one of those. And if there's any topics or things that you want me to do readings on, feel free to write those in the comments as well, or message me, whatever you want to do. I feel called to say that. If there's something that you're wondering about and you want more clarity, please put that in the comments. I'd be happy to do a video on that. And hope you all have a good day.